Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
So we just don't have additional dollars in that fund right now to do more.
Is the Fargo Public School District looking to expand its English language learner program? The superintendent tells us they need additional staff.
There are roughly 800 kids in the program right now and only 32 staff members. Valley News Team's immigration and relocation reporter, Bradford Eric, sits down with Fargo Schools Superintendent Jeff Schatz as we continue to investigate how this is affecting our children.
Last November, we told you about the impacts of refugee resettlement to local schools. Fast forward 10 months, Cass County Commissioner Chad Peterson is asking how much this costs, and now Fargo Commissioner Dave Pepcorn, too.
Right now, we have no input as a city or county or anything.
That overall number that we identify as EL students in the program has been between that 780 to about 800 kids.
Superintendent Schatz tells me they have about 787 kids in the program right now, about the same as last year. And that's with a $2.8 million hit to the budget. With 787 students, is this program impacting other kids' learning?
And so in the elementaries, it is quite a challenge sometimes for the teacher in the classroom. And so we try to do the best we can to provide supports, but that's where we need more resources because we don't have enough resources to completely have that covered. So the answer to the question would be is yes, it's a challenge.
I asked him, does this mean you aren't adequately educating ELL students?
If we had the resources that would really put this into a high level of educating these students, we would probably need about anywhere from 7 to 10 more elementary teachers. And we just don't have the monies to do that right now.
Another wrinkle in all of this, the district tells me 25% of the students currently in the ELL program are secondary migrants, meaning they've landed elsewhere in the U.S. and moved to Fargo. That means almost 200 students. Superintendent Schatz adds the legislative session is on the horizon, and they plan to ask for more money from the state. He's just not sure they're actually going to get it. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
We have put on our website a link to our previous coverage of refugee resettlement here in the Fargo area, as well as a poll we commissioned and paid for surveying your opinions. Just click on this story at valleynewslive.com.
A social media mistake has cost someone their job. The chief spokesperson for North Dakota's health department has resigned over comments she posted on the agency's Twitter account. Colleen Reinke took jabs at Donald Trump and the debate moderator Lester Holt during Monday's presidential debate. She said she mistakenly grabbed her work phone rather than her own phone during the debate.
A pleasant fall day throughout much of the valley. Let's toss it to Hutch to find out what you can expect tonight. Hutch?
Thanks, Andrea. Well, we were stuck in the cloud cover for the majority of the day, but here as we head into the evening, the clouds are starting to break and temperatures even zipped up into the upper 60s briefly here in the FM area. Cloud cover continues across much of central Minnesota. It's starting to clear in the Red River Valley counties. As we look at temperatures, 50s where the clouds have been pesky all day, but 60s continue for the time being here in eastern North Dakota. Mike's lawn outlook looks like this. Temperatures slipping into the 50s with a light north breeze, so you shouldn't have too many problems with the leaves blowing around there if you are mowing. Temperatures in the cool 50s, so maybe a light jacket for Mike tonight.
And anyone else who might be
mowing their lawn.
Yes, thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
And remember, you can stay up to date on the weather conditions where you are anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just download the Storm Team weather app to get the latest weather conditions and even follow the radar live. Search VNL Weather in the App Store. According to police, it's not a crime wave, but just a constant stream of calls in Moorhead. Police say they're seeing an increased call volume, and it's impacting an already shorthanded police department. The department says they have 58 sworn officers, but due to recent staffing issues, the department has only 4 officers on the street per shift. In addition to more calls, they're seeing calls that take longer to respond to, like suicidal calls.
They're the type of call that takes more time, and you become much more involved, and you can't clear those kinds of calls to go take something else. So that's another type of example where we want to do the most important thing, and that is address that type of call the best we can. And that's going to push other types of calls on the scale of priority down.
Moorhead police have requested more officers, but that decision is made by City Hall. Once they're hired, it takes about a year of training before they can hit the streets.
In Fargo, police have identified a wanted man who crashed his car and ran from authorities overnight. Joshua Steckroat had several outstanding warrants out for his arrest. Police say they were patrolling and noticed Steckroat in a parked vehicle that was running. He appeared to be passed out. He gave a false name, slammed the car door, and took off. Well, he ended up hitting several curbs in the Cashwise parking lot and went over an embankment. His car was damaged, it couldn't be driven, so he got out and ran on foot. Officers found drugs and paraphernalia in the car. If you know where Josh Steckroat is, you might want to call police. Someone broke into Valley Dairy Big Sigs in Grand Forks overnight, and police are hoping surveillance photos will help catch the burglar. Here are a few different angles. It's unclear if it's a man or a woman. You can tell there's a gray sweatshirt and a dark-colored face mask. Officers found a broken window on the north side of the building, and they say a large amount of cigarettes was stolen. Anyone with information should call Grand Forks Police.
A Jamestown man had to be airlifted to Fargo after a stabbing. Police are still trying to sort out what happened, but here's what we know. Police responded to the 100 block of 5th Street Northeast around 12:30 this morning. Officers found a 34-year-old Jamestown man with serious injuries. He was taken to the Jamestown Medical Center and then flown to Fargo. There's no word yet on his condition. If you have information on what may have happened, call Jamestown Police.
Fargo police say it took 3 officers and a student's dad to detain a boy after he brought a BB gun to school yesterday. The student with the gun reportedly said he didn't bring that gun to school to harm anyone. He eventually showed it to officers. When the student was told he would be placed under arrest, he began fighting with officers. He was taken to detention for carrying a concealed weapon and preventing arrest.
A Moorhead Fire Department crew was dispatched to Otter Tail County to deal with a chemical spill earlier this morning. The Otter Tail County Emergency Manager's Office tells us they believe some type of cleaner was spilled at the County Recycling Center in Fergus Falls. The good news is the spill was cleaned up a little after 1 this afternoon. Multiple emergency crews helped, including the chemical assessment team with the Moorhead Fire Department.
4 homes will be burning in Moorhead shortly. We want to show you a live picture of the training exercise for the Moorhead Fire Department. Firefighters have just apparently are getting ready to start the burning, which is expected to continue until 10 o'clock tonight. So you're going to see smoke in the surrounding neighborhoods for several hours, but it shouldn't be an issue for the area thanks to light winds heading south. Officials do advise anyone in nearby homes that may be sensitive to smoke to close your windows. It could be distracting for drivers, so traffic is being detoured on 11th Street North between 8.5 Avenue North and 10th Avenue North as well. Crews had planned to demolish the 4 homes as part of the Clay County Courthouse expansion project.
If you're into auctions, stick around. Later on Valley News Live at 6, the details on a unique one planned for the weekend.
And a cool and cloudy start to our day across the valley, but skies are clearing. There's a chance of an aurora and some warmer weather in your forecast. I'll have details coming up right after this.
You're watching Valley News Live on TV, online, and on the go. Always on, wherever you are, whenever you need to know. Valley News Live.